Okay, it'll be interesting to see how that footage came out. The drone did not want to cooperate. I had no excuse, no wind, it wasn't cold. You know, it's a perfect day, you know, for filming and being outside. But for some reason it didn't want to cooperate, so hopefully that came through okay. When I came out a little late to feed them today, and kind of shame on me. The wife and I have been working like rented mules all weekend, loading rock, and I'm going to show you a little bit of that here in a second. And just did not feel like getting out of bed this morning. Like I said, it's a beautiful day. The buffalo have plenty to eat, and so quite honestly, when I came out to feed them, they were bedded down. So shame on me, but they're up and eating and probably getting more than they need, but happy to give it to them. So yesterday we burned. I'll show you a few clips of that. That was a harrowing experience as well. I've burned several times here, so I'm no stranger to it, but with as dry as it was, yesterday was a little hairy. So gonna show you some footage of that, show you what we did along some of the culvert pipes. You saw me fix a swing gap and talked about, you know, how the buffalo were eroding the soil there. I think we fixed that, so I'm gonna bring you along for that. I've got one more load to put. I'm going to try to use the drone. It better cooperate, and kind of show you the last load and get that finished up. Here we go. Well, when there's no wind in Kansas, you burn, and today we're burning. Okay, so you missed about 20 minutes of hairiness. Luckily, I always keep this with me when I burn. It has saved my rear end on a multitude of different occasions. Burning is no joke, and as dry as everything is and how tall this grass is, you got to be super careful. So we're not out of the woods yet, but I'm feeling better than I did 10 minutes ago. So fingers crossed we can get through this without any noticeable incident. More to come. The wind just can't help itself. Not blowing too bad. I got the missus out there. This was her first burning experience, and needless to say, I don't think she wants to do it again. So we're just gonna let this burn down until we feel comfortable with it, and then we spent all day yesterday moving rock, got some stuff done, and show you the progress we've made there. Okay, here we are the next day. It's burned down pretty good. I got the tractor out yesterday, kind of pushed everything in closer and closer. I don't know if it shows up on camera, but you can still see a little heat coming off the top of it. Not expecting any strong winds the next day or two, so this should be okay. And it's probably the last big burn pile I'm gonna have for a while. Well, I take that back. I'm always gonna have a big burn pile. There's always some tree that's fallen, something to clean up. The burning's just part of it. So here's another spot. We didn't put a lot of rock, but we did put some. The buffalo were coming in here and kind of mashing this up. Put some there as well. Now, I don't have high hopes for this area, because when we get a lot of rain, it floods past this, and all this area right here is flooded. So the water is essentially wanting to go this way, and will just overflow its banks and just tear off that way. Now, before it does that, inevitably it's going to come through here. It's going to wash a lot of this off, I have a feeling, but there is a lot of, we threw some big rocks in there. Hopefully it holds. On to the next one. Here's the first area we did. And this should help too. I can barely fit the hay trailer through here, but I can get it through. And so up there we have a new pond going in probably the next 2 weeks. So more to come on that. See the buffalo up on the hill. They're coming down to this pond to get a drink. When we bought this property, I was told that this pond was spring fed, but I didn't believe it. But sure enough, came out here, it was 0 degrees, and I found the source of the spring. And it was warm enough not to freeze, and it was flowing into that pond. So that's a good thing to know. Let me show you that big culvert pipe in the back. Okay, it took roughly 2 days, but we finally got some rock over here. It's not pretty, but it'll do the trick. There was a lot of dirt mixed in with this rock, and so as we placed the rock, we were left with the remnants of that dirt. So I've kind of thrown it in between. It's got a bunch of little rocks. After it rains, it should kind of mix down in and look a little better. There's a little gap right there, and that's where my lovely wife got stuck in the mud. I'm gonna wait till it dries out a little bit and then place a handful of rocks there. As you can see, there's always something to do at the ranch. And if you look at everything that you need to do in its totality, you'd probably never get anything done, as you'd be so overwhelmed that you wouldn't know where to really start and if you'd ever finish. So we just try to take it day by day, knock things out as they come up. And as you'll find that as you look back, you've started to make progress. So appreciate all my wife's hard work this weekend. Couldn't have done it without you. And thanks everybody for tagging along. We'll talk soon.